10 South African teams, including Egypt, South Africa, Nigeria, Uganda and Zimbabwe, will participate in this year's annual Land Rover Africa Cup Polo tournament that is set to take place at the Inanda Club in Sandton this weekend. The Land Rover Africa Cup promises to be a fiercely competitive tournament with 10 teams featuring world-class players at the top of their game. Ghana, the winners of the last year's closely fought tournament, will also be there to defend their title. To join us in studio today to talk a bit about this, we have two players, Zompie Tsotetsi, representing Ghana, and Uday Kalaan from Uganda. Gentlemen, I thank you so much for joining me.
Hello, thank you.
I have to be completely honest, Zompie, if I can start with you. When I think sport in Africa, it's not exactly polo that comes to mind, it's soccer. So just tell us, how big is the sport within Africa?
It's a big sport now, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, because there is a lot of different teams, especially here in South Africa. We have 9 provinces, so each one of those provinces, they all have many teams. So it's quite big, actually. So
tell me, you're representing specifically Ghana. How big is the sport in your country, and what levels are you competing there?
Yeah, in Ghana, it's a big, but not big like here in South Africa, because Ghana, they're just a few polo clubs. So here in South Africa, we have so many.
Uday, if I can ask you the same question, you're from Uganda. Just tell us a bit more about the sport in Uganda.
I think in Uganda, we just started playing a few years ago. It's the first time Uganda has been invited to this tournament.
Yes.
So it's a big step for Uganda, and we look forward to playing this weekend. You know, there'll be a lot of teams from all over Africa. It's a big cup, and it'll be great camaraderie, great sportsmanship, and we hope to do well.
So you're saying this is a sport that definitely still is growing. How many youngsters do we see actually coming into these teams and competing?
I think earlier it was dominated by Southern Africa, but now as the economies of the other African nations are building, you know, we've got more polo coming in Uganda, in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Kenya, in Tanzania. And the more African teams that come and the more youngsters that come through the line, it's great. You know, it's a lot more people are interested in horses, you know, wanted to know the sport, learn the sport. And in the end, you know, tournaments like this promote the African nations polo.
Would you say South Africa and even African countries are on par with the rest of the world when it comes to polo?
I think in Eastern Cape, yeah.
Definitely in the Eastern Cape. Why the Eastern Cape though?
On Eastern Cape, that's where there is a lot of the good polo players there. There's a place called Plettenberg Bay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but also here in Joburg, here at Inanda, there's a lot of good polo players there.
And Uday, would you say this is a sport that any person has the opportunity to walk into? Because we do have this tendency to kind of associate polo with, it's kind of like a rich man's game. So what are we doing to involve all classes in participating in this sport?
Yeah, I think it's got that elite tag, but I think as far as the awareness about horses and the sport reaches out further, and what we can do, especially in Uganda, in Kenya, in Eastern Africa, is to take it to the masses, you know, and get more people who are interested about horses, promote them, help them, and I think that's the main growth area. You know, we've got to take it to the masses, even though, as you said, it's considered a rich man's sport, but somebody who has the talent for horses or has the spirit and loves horses, most welcome to join, and you know, there's somebody to help him out always.
Yeah. And just tell me a bit about your personal stories. How did you get involved with the sport actually?
I think maybe I'm lucky because I grew up on the farm. There was a small farm in Free State.
Yes. On
Fixbeck. Yeah. So it was the polo farm.
So would you say from a young age?
Yeah. I started when I was 11 years.
Yeah.
Yes. That's where I started how to look after the horses. And I met some different people to introduce me to the sport.
And you know, what kind of relationship do you have to have with horses to kind of do a sport like this?
I think, yeah, it's a very intense relationship because in a polo match, 80% of the game is the horse, you know, and it's a relationship you build over the past few months training and your how you negotiate the horse in the tournament. So it's very important to have a very good relationship with the horse. So most of the African teams here who've traveled from other parts of Africa are playing on borrowed horses. So so we've over the last few days tried them and kept them.
How does that then change the dynamics of the game now that you're in another country and you're playing with the horse that you're not usually used to playing with?
Yeah, it definitely gives an edge to the South African teams who are playing their own horses, but I think the tournament's far bigger than that. It creates a lot of camaraderie.
Definitely.
And but we will try our best. You know, we've got good horses. You know, we will get used to them, and we've got used to them in the last few days. We've got a date today as well. But
Ghana, they're the reigning champions. Quickly from you two, who's going to win and what can we expect from the weekend?
I think it's more interesting. Eh? It's very interesting because of if you have a look at those few past years, this year it's the bigger one because we had a lot of teams from African country, and some teams they here in South Africa. So I think it's going to be interesting this week.
yeah, I think the South African teams have an edge, but of course Ghana, reigning champions. We are the underdogs, so we've got all to fight it for, but we'll give it our best try.
Well, gentlemen, best of luck to you. We're so happy to see these African teams competing in South Africa for this title. I just wish you the best of luck and have fun.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Well.